I got it.
7 o'clock, Danny?
I'm just printing that the 24th.
The annual report and copies.
Dan, can we wait until we hit roads for the rest of that? Sorry, I just called it in order.
That's why we do.
No, it's all right. So previous minutes, we are looking at approximately 4 meetings. I believe, I pulled my calendar here. We
Actually,
have,
at this point, it'll be 5, because the 25th is not part of it.
so we have,
I think there's 5 now.
so we had meetings on the 1st, or the 3rd, the 10th, 11th, 19th, the 19th. We also had a meeting the 24th and the 25th. Meetings on the 3rd and 10th were the budgetary meetings where we're building the budget. And I get a motion for acceptance on those.
I will make a motion to accept those 3 meetings, the 3rd and
Sorry, 10th.
10th.
Can I get a second?
I second that motion, Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of accepting the budget meetings on the 3rd and 10th, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Gary, did you say aye?
You did. Okay, the 11th was our regularly scheduled select board meeting. We've gone over the minutes from that. We did not have a quorum here for the 25th, or sorry. We did not have a quorum here on the 24th to accept those meeting minutes. Well, I'll get it here eventually, folks. So we do have a quorum now. All those in favor of accepting the regular scheduled meeting on the 11th? Can I get a motion for that?
I motion for that.
Brian makes a motion. Can I get a second?
I will second that.
We're the only 3 here for that, so we can signify by saying aye if we accept.
Aye.
Any opposed?
So it's you 3 and Gary abstains.
Gary abstains.
Yes, Gary.
All right, now, the 19th. The 19th was the meeting that was challenged as being warned incorrectly at the 24th meeting. We went, revisited that, found out it was not warned incorrectly. Everything was handled fine. Reiterated everything on the 25th. Okay, someone's coming. Well, went through all that on the 25th. Conversation. And those meeting minutes are illustrated again. Okay, well, we'll go to the 24th first, which was the regular minutes. The only thing I saw right off quick, I guess it's not a huge deal. Thought of 2 of these, Gary. Yeah, it's not a serious issue, but yeah. Did everybody have, Gary, did you have a chance to read over the minutes on the 24th?
I have not got anything else, let me know.
Okay. Is that a copy of that?
Sure.
So, that was the meeting where the 19th was challenged. We rescheduled the 19th meeting for the 25th. And the other business that was attended to in the minutes, I would entertain a motion on those.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes for the meetings, both on the 24th and the special meeting on the 25th.
Want to second that motion?
What about the 19th?
The 19th was recapped on the 25th.
Okay.
So those would be, theoretically, those minutes would roll into the 25th minutes.
So you're technically approving all three.
Correct.
Okay. And that was Brenda made the motion?
I made a motion, Brenda seconded.
Brenda seconded, okay.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Yeah. Tammy, that gets us to that point. All right.
I know.
Lance has the warrants.
Josh has the warrants.
Good. Oh, and finance report. Here you go, Terry.
Terry, did you
You got
get
one right there? You got one. Okay. There you go. Did you want one for the minutes, Tammy?
Yep, I gotta go get them.
There
Well, did you want the 25th?
These are the new ones, right?
Those are, I think you said the 24th?
They say February 14th, yeah.
This is the 25th minutes.
Oh, right.
Oh, the minutes,
You
no.
want to look at?
We're on the account balances.
Okay.
Just for the record, this is not in line with our agenda, but I'm looking at the Tucker Fund checking account balance. We have had no request for assistance or aid from that fund this year or this fall. So if anybody knows anyone that is in need of assistance in any way or form, please get in touch with the advocates, or you're free to contact me as well.
Who are they? You're one of them, right?
I'm one of the trustees. The advocates are Sharon, my wife. Hang on, Terry. I can get you that. Should know all, but I want to make sure I get everybody.
Oh, this is for the Tucker Fund.
This is for the Tucker Fund, correct? For quote unquote, the needy and the poor, as the will states. Hold on. Carolyn Brown's Dan Marcotte, Sharon Lawyer, there's two others. Hmm? No, the Whitneys are out of town. They're out of state, wasn't it? Well, huh? Maybe, yes. Holly's one of them. One more. Holly Crispell. Here we go. Carolyn Brown, Sharon Lawyer, Jen Marcotte Ketchum, Holly Crispell, and Scott Flieger. And if you go to your town report, their phone numbers are listed in the report on page 49 from last year. And as I said, they're free to call me, Pat Evans, or Tennyson Doan, or the trustees. But there's over $12,000 in your checking account right now, and that's unusually high.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Lance, but this is to help anybody who is, come up with financial hardships or
Correct.
any reason, basically.
Any reason. Medical, fuel,
Family.
family assistance, yeah. You come up at a point in your life, you can't make your car payments, and you can make an argument that come see us.
That's good to know.
The only requirement is they need to be a resident of the town of Bakersfield.
Thank you for bringing that up there. Anybody see anything else on the finances? We're gonna come do with us tonight, but the way it sounded from the last discussion I had with her, everything is shaping up nicely, and she is catching on to the stuff very quickly, which is good. But that,
I like her report.
yes, exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. it does. Could use one more column, which is just the remaining, for like the budgeted spend.
Oh, what's the balance?
Yeah, the balance, but we can discuss that with her. I'm sure it's as easy as adding another column.
Once a month, or not every month? And that would be-
Correct. Yeah, yeah. All right, finances. All right. I guess we're on to visitors. Ron?
Yeah.
Okay. You've met with us before, right? You're up on Belgrade Mountain Road? Okay. Can I have you maybe just move up just a little bit, just so we can make sure that we're catching you on the microphone here?
Hey, grab a chair. I'll make a chair. One more. Come up, stand right-
Just come forward. Just come forward a little
There you
bit.
go.
All right. I got the floor.
Oh, on here, we're about eight.
Okay. This is about the driveway, Belvedere Mountain Road. This, I believe, would go straight to zoning, or is it,
Sorry.
is it ours
To
first?
refresh my memory, these are the three narrow lots that are side by side. Okay, thank you.
So Ron, is that a zoning violation form that you just gave them?
No, this came from Mac.
Okay, Matt. What's that, Matt? From you?
Are you the one that put in the driveway?
Yes,
Okay.
For the
And
permit file.
supposedly,
Sorry.
allegedly, the driveway you put in is on your neighbor's, partially on your neighbor's property,
no, not on the property.
allegedly, by complaints from others, is that correct?
No, I don't think.
No?
No, the problem is the boundary hadn't been around
Okay.
No,
that-
I just basically put it in, because it's in the center of our property.
Okay.
And I basically put it in without permit.
Oh, okay.
So is this,
Different deal.
is this rectified then, Mac, by filling out a permit? And
Somebody gets on his property, I mean,
filling out a permit and incurring the late fees or penalties for installing it without a permit, is that where we're at with this, or?
where I would say we are, unless.
See differently?
It's all been done.
And it's within your boundaries? Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so,
But originally, it was,
question.
this is a question.
Yeah, they questioned it.
Okay.
Well, they did.
Okay, so I was remembering correctly.
Yeah, right, and that issue has been rectified between you and your neighbor, yes, that's all. Correct. And I think in my opinion, then, it would be as simple as filling out filling out another, access permit, submitting it to MAC, basically to us, comes to us, we give it to MAC, MAC goes out, does a site inspection to make sure where you positioned it at this point, I guess, is appropriate. If it's appropriate, he signs off, it comes back to us, we sign off, and you would pay, don't quote me on this, but you would pay the fee and the, did you see that there? You would pay the normal fee and I don't want to call it, it'd be a penalty, basically, which that is all laid out in the zoning bylaws.
At this point, I absolutely give Mr. Hathaway credit for money that he's already put in towards the permit. And he did that in good faith. And of course, we take his money in good faith as well. So one of the things that we can do is figure out what we might get for penalties once Matt approves the space. I need that before I can go ahead.
Why is there a penalty if you're already paying for the permit?
Put it in without a permit.
Put it in without a permit. It needs sense.
By his own invention.
No, I know, but I thought you just said you had money coming to him.
He paid us for a legitimate permit. And we're unable to approve the permit based on what Matt and I discerned as put it in after the fact, yeah, and we have a boundary dispute. And this is what Mr. Hathaway said, that's been resolved. And so we can go ahead with the permit.
So the permit was applied for after the driveway was put in. Yes. So we put the driveway in, found it, realized he needed a permit, submitted the permit. At that point, there was a boundary dispute going on, so we did not approve the permit. But the driveway was already in. So the money he submitted would be,
So it got declined.
right, basically.
Got declined the first round, and so now he's.
So
resubmitted.
to clarify, the zoning administrator is willing to accept the original fee as long as you're willing to pay the penalty. It works for me.
That makes sense?
Well, I don't see where there'd be a penalty other than,
Because he put the permit in after it was already existing.
when we declined the permit.
It didn't make any difference. He didn't ask for a permit until after the driveway was already in.
No, I
So there's
understand
a-
that, but once we decline it, is there a process after declining it?
He would have to resubmit, which is what he's gonna do. But what we're saying is that what the zoning administrator is saying is that instead of charging him another permitting fee, we would take the first permitting fee that was submitted and count, just count that as the only permitting fee.
Right.
Mr. Hathaway, is that acceptable
Second permit.
for you? Thank you very much.
I don't- I'm not sure there would be.
And thank you very much for involving
Process.
the select board as little as possible in your process,
It's all outlined in the zoning bylaws.
because technically that's not a problem. A boundary dispute isn't in the select board's purview.
It's been in that, believe.
I am sorry for that. I feel for it.
3.5 months of this,
Oh,
what is it? And a lot of money.
Hopefully you get.
Well, you
Having-
have to talk to me about
having
that.
been there, I feel for it.
Like,
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody has, but one has, you, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
So I built $100,000 house on property that Mr. Building said he owns.
Really?
And I thought that was pretty.
It's a mess, so it is.
I'm the first house on Bellevue now.
On the lap there, going up, one that has posters on.
Yep.
My boundary dispute went all the way to the state legislature.
I hope it all doesn't go that far. You know,
Well, the reason it's posted is because the lake goes.
really? No, it took me quite a while to get that survey straight out. He's gonna fight it until the cows come home.
Oh, yeah, they love making the.
Oh, he does, he probably, what really got me going was him.
Is that from?
No, Sean. I think I came up one day, you got poster signs, go right down the middle of my driveway.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't think that sense with it. But I didn't do a thing, they're still there today. Unless it's no knockable. Because I didn't know, everybody said, well, maybe it is his property, maybe, you know, and that all kind of
There was
confused.
usually on our little property, but one of the different houses, the property looking straight, a lot of them skewed.
That's where it got messed up right here. Right here. See,
unfortunately,
we thought it went like this. It went like this.
unfortunately, the select board is not qualified to make that decision. We're not licensed surveyors, so.
I'm glad you gave me a bigger deal.
Yeah, we did it, I hope we're on downhill slide.
Good luck, sir. Good luck.
Okay, thank you for your
You
time.
have a good evening.
Appreciate it.
Being our only visitor,
Okay, got it? Good night, everybody, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank you.
Down over there, I used to have to go up.
EWD. SKEWD.
Matt, road report.
I got a hold of Mr.
Can you come closer, Matt? Sorry.
Here, man, come over here.
It's this one, Matt.
So speak. Enunciate. Enunciate?
Got all sorts of things, and we can't hear Matt.
You hear it now? I got a hold of Mr. Croto from Milton Cat.
Yep.
Generator. He is hoping to get up there this week and get it. It's running. We checked it, and it does run. Batteries are still, he's gonna bring batteries just in case, because it's been so long since it's been tested. He's gonna do the oil, the whole works. They will be sending, since it's not him, somebody from Milton Cat will be sending up a few different proposals by the sound of different contracts.
Okay.
To sign. Don't have to sign any of them if you don't want to, but
Proposals, then, basically.
yeah.
Okay.
And, I asked him about the fact that it might not be starting weekly, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And he said there's a 9-volt battery on the side of it, it's a little square one,
Yep.
that runs the time clock, that if that's dead, and if it hasn't been checked for
Yep.
2 years, it could be a problem.
So,
He's gonna look at that,
so the whole issue could be a 9-volt battery that should have been replaced?
it could be, but at any rate, he's hoping to get there this week. I didn't ask him price because I think we.
It's fine. We'll
At
find
this
out.
point, we need to get it done.
You said you get flags from Loyal and the American Legion.
Yep.
Is that anything like what they've done on their website,
What?
their website?
I have no idea.
They're like $60 a piece on that. They're really good flags.
I think I paid $46.
So you're talking.
These are the songs,
They're big black.
Gary, these are the song flags rather than the
No,
printed.
no. Oh, so, I thought you said
Yeah,
stone.
these are-
No, so they're sewn rather than printed, they're.
I think he said the stars were sewn.
Yeah, Star Stone, the rest of them.
Yeah. But it's got a fiberglass pole. It's got, metal hangers instead of the plastic ones that have been breaking off all the time.
Uh-huh.
But if you're talking 30 flags at $60 a piece, and I haven't called it yet.
Everything's gone up.
So I got $1,800.
Yeah, I
And
glanced,
that doesn't include the flag in it.
that one did not include that now. So it included every light that's in town, so I mean, we could come back a few down to what we had.
So we're looking at $2,000.
But the flag on Sunday, that's a big flag, that's the flag we use for like entire school.
Oh, yeah, no, this is the one.
Or you want little ones.
Here, got five.
Yeah, those ones, he only has.
Well, I mean, once the American Legion website,
Oh, okay.
has a 3x5
Okay.
nylon with sewn.
Super on Amazon.
Little China.
The only, you know, Terry, I've got one complaint. And I voiced this for 15 years. I don't want to buy made in China American flag.
Most of them are made in the USA.
Here.
I'm sorry.
Well, how do
We
you-
found some real cheap one year.
There.
We found some real cheap one year and I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
These definitely said they were made in the USA.
Oh, that's good.
It's a sewn stripes and dyed stars, is what this one says. Got a 6-foot fiberglass pole, where the other ones have the aluminum poles, which
Yeah.
break off, and especially the hangers. We've had a hell of a problem with them lately. But every time the wind comes up, they will. And that's stuff.
The aluminum.
Metal poles are probably not.
The aluminum one's great.
No, the aluminum poles break.
The aluminum pole's great, yeah.
And I don't know if that's a better kind of flag than, I just for shits and giggles looked up on Home Depot tonight, they were anywhere from 40 to 50 bucks a piece. I mean, it's not, and I was with the plastic hanger and aluminum pole, so I, you know.
Yeah,
More than welcome to look around.
I mean, I can, yeah, this right here, you're right there. 3x5 foot flag, 100% made in the USA, heavy duty flag for outside with embroidered stars, some stripes,
Sounds good.
and brass grommets, heavyweight flag, 120 bucks.
Does it say what it is for a hanger and a pole?
I
Is
think
that
it's-
just,
I think
not
it's just
just-
a flag.
Oh, that's just a flag?
we need hangers on at least that one.
Oh, it's there. The metal one, you see the last one.
Is that one Depot, Josh?
No, that's just Amazon. I mean, that's literally the first one I,
Yeah, on.
that's
on
literally the
American-
first
On
one.
American Legion site, they also have the flag, which if the poles hold up to 4 or 5 years and the hangers hold up, then you can get away with buying just the flag. So,
But for this year, we need 30 poles.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, you can probably get by with 25, like, you know,
so start.
Isn't there some with poles on?
I just typed in.
Yeah.
You go with that.
I got a really nice one, like 20 bucks.
Really?
Yeah,
Where?
You want games?
it was either Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those two.
For who check them?
3x5.
Yeah, no, I was reading about it. Most of the ones that are stamped made in America.
I'm sorry,
don't get a wooden.
I don't think we should buy Chinese things.
The
American
the
flag,
wooden poles tend to really.
or
work
Korean
out.
or Taiwan or whatever, I can't bring myself to do that.
Flags are down in the winter. Yeah. It's a part of that. No, just before Memorial Day, just after that, we said.
The wooden poles, what did you say?
Well, they work up like that there. You can get 2 years out of it around.
When you said how much piece?
What?
60?
That's, he was $59.99 on the website.
With, okay, so,
That's pole hanger.
yep, so maybe call in, you might get a deal if you order some in bulk instead of 4 piece. It'd be worth a call, just to see. I haven't done one for the. I don't know.
I don't know if it's.
Oh,
You got treasurer. You got another paycheck. So you don't know.
oh,
And
Any bonus.
I think, I bet if you were to call him, they'd probably give you his number. It's not really, he's not the type of guy that's gonna turn down a phone call. Used to remember. He still does. Anything else on roads? Mike? Yes.
just a heads up.
Yeah.
Thomas Johnson is getting a very deep shape trade grader.
Okay.
They're not sure when they're gonna do it. Sounds like basically ASAP.
But the availability of a new grader is, who knows? I mean, it could be 6 months, it could be a year.
Well, they're not, obviously not gonna let their old one go until they get the new there.
Right.
what is it?
It's a 770, I believe it's a G. It's a 2012. With 7,000 hours on it. It's got new tires, it's got a blade ripper, so it's got the bits, the 14-foot moldboard, it's plumbed for a wing, does not have a wing.
You say 14-foot moldboard?
Yes.
Wow.
Ours is 13.
Okay.
Um,
Plumb for a wing, but doesn't have a wing.
It's got a ripper, it's got a front blade on it, like a bulldozer blade.
Yeah.
It also has a,
The ripper in the back? Is that how that works?
no, this one interchanges with the front.
Okay.
Just pull a couple pins and drop the blade off and put the ripper in. It also has a leaf blower.
Leaf blower?
A leaf blower, which this
That's
guy
a
is-
really big leaf blower, man.
It is, but he says it really works good, like in the fall, and, you know, you can just go up through it, it blows it off while you're grading type stuff, so.
Okay.
But, I mean, but.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is something that comes with it. Really nice shape, I mean, we went out and looked at it, and they take care of the stuff up there, that, you know. The mechanic that we have working on John Deere
Yeah.
is from Johnson. Mark talked to him briefly about it, and he said, if they happen to sell it, you just will not buy it. Now, I don't know if you got money. The way that it sounds like they're asking the price of what Nortrack or whoever is gonna trade it with, will give them.
Yeah, trading value, which is,
Possibly they put it out to bid, but since Mark, if he rides the bike up there, he sees the thing. But he decided to call him when he saw it and heard about it, and heard it was for sale, and, so he said, he'd give us first whack at it, you know, if we're serious, you know, just basically gotta let him know.
well, like, if you had to take a guess, Matt, what would your ballpark figure they were gonna be getting trading?
The number I've been hearing is around 100,000.
Okay.
Right here, Mark was looking in some magazine down there. Comparable graders of that age, I mean, you're only talking 10 years old. You're talking 150, 175,000 for a used one, which, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I just thought I'd put it out there.
Is the wing adaptable for the?
I'm not sure about that. Whether this wing will go on that one, I'm not sure. This is a two-wheel, but not two-wheel drive. It's four-wheel drive. There's no front wheel on it.
No,
Like there was this one.
okay,
But they said they never had any problems with it. I think being a bigger grader, the next size bigger than what we got. It's a 7.7 instead of 6.72.
and if you were to leave whatever, you know, the plow or the ripper on the front, that's gonna give you enough heavy down pressure that will.
Yeah.
It will, yeah. I mean, it's not like, I think the four wheel, especially with the steer, is more for building a road.
Right.
Not grading, you know.
If you're in a lot of loose gravel,
Yeah,
possibly mud.
something to keep you from pushing.
Yeah.
From the amount of gravel.
I mean, you still got your lean on your wheels. You still got all the basic. It's still it's not a choice stick. It's got the levers as well, which what everybody normally used to. But they're not sure when they're gonna do it. They were supposed to have a meeting, I think, last week maybe.
Okay.
With their select board to see, you know, they sound like they just stick with a year, but for some reason Caterpillar would come in cheaper. Case had 3 of them on the water,
Yeah,
but he says, I don't know what that's gonna do. So
yeah, pretty well.
apparently they think it's good.
I was gonna say, I didn't notice a lot of people going Volvo.
Yeah, well, Volvo, I don't believe they make it anymore.
They don't.
We ran one, once that,
You know, like,
K-Tro ran one, year, they had cats and John Deere and that over.
yeah,
Yeah, Fairfield kind of on that, right, it's like the parts issue.
so I think double checking to make sure that our lanes will be compatible. And would that have the ability to add the brush mowing?
You mean like what you first
Like
had?
what you just forgot.
I would assume it's a common enough.
Right.
Right.
We're talking about adding, you know, that kind of equipment, that's something that, you know, we can get multiple use out of it, probably be better for us.
I mean, I would say it's definitely possible. just like the wing is possible, it's just a matter, you might have to have a different adapter at the bottom, you know, where it hooks on in the back.
Yeah, we need to downport this.
Yeah, maybe it'll take a while to hear, I don't know, you know, it's, that machine looks a lot bigger than this machine as far as,
The same size as what Joy has.
I believe he has a 772, he has a over driver.
I would say keep an ear on it, see what it is. The number would obviously make it easier for us to say, yay or nay, but
I don't know what we have.
I don't think there's any problem in looking into it.
What would ours have on the
Use like.
used equipment market?
That,
Ours,
What would ours bring on the used equipment market?
probably not.
20,000. I mean, it's not, I mean, it's got 40 tires on it and there's 16 tires on it and it's still offerable.
Yep.
Some contractor, some contractor would find it useful. I bet you could get 25,000 for it. But
Again, I'm not sure about their set prices.
absolutely, yep. I was just looking here, the new equipment fund, that's current number, so that's not what's been voted in yet. So there's 113,000 in that, and I believe we put in another 25. But no, there was a 10. Yeah,
15.
shot all the way around.
15.
Correct. So that puts up here 130,000 on the new equipment fund.
Yeah, I don't think it's easy. Thought on right now.
No, just throwing out numbers so everybody knows where we're at and what we're.
Somebody, when Kenneth has worked for John Deere for as long as, you know, this one is where it says he basically didn't buy it. He's done some work to it lately, but it was very small, you know, and he's maintained it.
Yeah,
Just for the record, our current grader is how old?
The 1990.
Thank you.
that's what, 33.
32 years from now.
You're older than my daughter.
Not for a farm tractor,
But that would be.
Real quick,
How much?
how much for the John Deere?
He's done 100%, he's figuring around 100. All right. Yeah, I don't see any problem with looking into it. I mean,
I'll keep somebody posted, whether it's you or, you know, you can pass
Yeah.
it along to the board.
and there comes a time when starting out there, there's something to put in eventually. And buying a lease, I'm the one that's better than buying brand new.
it's not as if it's being used every day.
Right. Well, no, and I think, well, that's the thing, is right now. Right now.
Where do you live? You get a fire truck, everybody just think about it.
And no money goes side of the road. Shut up, man. So two of them. Anything else back on roads? You ready,
We'll
Dan?
come back to
I got two files over here.
We want to circle back to that, Mac, or?
FEMA, we're applying, we're filling out this Department of Public Safety form, which will allow the state of Vermont to release 75% of the government's money that we have already spent on the bridge project. So we have spent $118,000 on the Goat Path Bridge to date. This will allow us to receive $64,500.
Instead of 640 like we were expecting, because
Yeah,
our FEMA rep said, as soon as it's obligated to get the money, and apparently, so.
So, does that mean we're not
Kim-
getting it at all?
Kim Cameron, no, we're getting the money. Kim Cameron informed us that even though the money, all right,
It's a large.
Paul Sharon said that the money was obligated, therefore the town should get 100% of the money.
75% of the.
Right, which was $600,000,
Yeah.
75% of $600,000. It was $460,000 that he told us we should get, and he sent this information to the bank as well. However, Tim Canaraki said, I've been working with FEMA and working with these projects for over 10 years, and I'm telling you, he is wrong. And she followed up by sending a reprimand to his superiors, to him and everybody else she could name. However, that doesn't help us get any money.
Right.
She was willing, her and Penelope, somebody, were willing to give us some funds against what we'd already expended. We have expended $118,000 and change.
They gave you half.
Basically, they gave us 75% of 75% of what we expended, and that is $64,500. And if Mr. Goss will sign this as representative of the select board, we can send that away and get our $64,000.
No, 600.
No,
That will get there eventually, but
it will come.
since it's a large project, she says.
They're gonna send it in small increments to make sure the progression keeps happening.
Exactly.
And Singer,
Exactly.
ESP signature of authority approval here. Signature.
Right on the paper.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Brenda's.
Yeah.
Paul said the man was wrong, or the man said Paul was wrong?
Kim Canaraki is not a man, she's very much a woman. Sorry. Canaraki, CCI. It's KIMCANARECCI. I think so. It's close enough. It's not exactly. And she is the state emergency management Penelope's the financial officer. What is she?
She's the head, state, Kim, yeah.
She's head of the state emergency management stuff anyhow, and I can't remember the exact title related to that.
She said that Paul was wrong?
Yes, and he got reprimanded. We haven't heard from him since. He got reprimanded for that. And was told never to directly have direct communication with financial officers over town business again. Also, do we want to continue on? Are we done with road?
No, no, it's gonna come back.
Circle back.
What, you want the call for one? I got the paperwork. Well, you can we move on?
What you talking?
Truck number 3,
Truck number
2021.
Yep.
Got hooked down to Clark's the other day, had a DEF light come on. Actually,
Yeah.
it blew off the input turbo hose.
Yep.
Light or something. Blew that off, we got it back together, got it back to the shop. The DEF wanted me to do a
Burn off.
burn off,
Yep.
and yeah. Then the little red light came on and said, stop the engine, maybe you need to do this. Ended up replacing by the sounds the filter, particular filter. Under warranty, but
Yep.
that happened about 3 hours into the snowstorm on Friday.
Yep, I saw Dan down at the store that morning, I think. Yeah, and he said that.
Yep.
So, did that sort of didn't suck any particulars into the filter or into the,
Sounds like everything's good and
okay,
running good again, so
everything, you got it back, everything's
got
good.
it back on.
That's the new truck?
Yeah, there's comments in that.
The problem is the government put in this.
Yeah.
The DEF is.
Yeah, the DEF system.
Our pipe did the same thing, blew off, and all like,
Yeah.
shut it down, let it sat, and we let it start up, and it burned off, and
Mine said to do a burn off, I turned it back on and it won't do a burn off.
Yeah,
When I worked at Camp Creek, I did Western Star, did the same thing.
Freightliner is no different. One of us is doing the same thing.
Go ahead.
All right. Over project.
Culvert project,
Oh,
oh Lord. Northwest Regional Planning Commission sent an email out of the blue, said, Lance, I hope you're well. My name is Luke Rossetti. I am an assistant planner for the Northwest Regional Planning Commission. Just wanted to reach out regarding the culvert in Bakersfield that we are hoping to pursue design work on for replacement. This is the large multi-plate that was below the old game bird farm there, on Ross Brook. Yep. Yeah, it's, actually, there's a picture of it here. See that little bit of rust there? They say that says it needs to be replaced with that.
Fish ladder.
I know it is.
We did 1 year.
The structure in question was crossing East Bakersfield Road at Ross Brook. The structure was identified as a fish passage and water quality concern as part of a larger assessment of Franklin County culverts conducted with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. The bottom of the structure is also beginning to rust out. As part of this assessment, we also obtained a brief report on the structure and potential cost, as well as design recommendations for water resource engineering attached along with the email. The Regional Planning Commission and the Fish and Wildlife both support the pursuit of the full design work for this project and have the funding to do so. Now, they're very careful to say they have the resources for the funding for the design. They don't ever mention the actual cost of replacing it. Okay, so the hope would be that we could conduct that design work soon so that it will be ready for future implementation funding, at which point we would aim to complete the project. Our hope is to have the town on board with carrying out these designs as well, so that it could occur as soon as possible. The Regional Planning Commission, Fish and Wildlife will be able to cover the full cost of the design. Please let us know if you have any interest. Bonus, yada, yada, yada. Sure.
Me getting to my house.
You've looked at that, there's nothing wrong with that culvert, there's a little discoloration on the very end, that far in on the end of the culvert, here.
What makes galvanized culvert go bad?
Well, rust.
If you have a hard water, we did one in Richmond years ago, the bottom started to go up, and we ended up, rebar the bottom and pouring the concrete line.
That's, yeah, that would work as well.
What they're saying here is that you can't do that because it will affect fish's ability to get upstream.
You build fish ladders, you build a
I fished that, bro. I didn't get it.
It had 6.6 pressure treated in there for a fish ladder when we put it in. So
Did they?
must be a water.
that wasn't baffled.
So it says, reach out to us if you're interested.
That is correct.
I think reaching out and studying.
The study, but I'm not,
It's the design is what they're looking for.
well, my concern is that they design the thing and then being the state of Vermont, say,
Hey, we put this much money into it, you're obligated to finish the project.
right, and then we're on the hook for a $200,000 bridge. Or more.
Well, for instance, the culvert on Whitney Road was $115,000. Okay, this is a comparable sized brook.
Yeah.
that culvert is actually larger than that 6x6 culvert replaced. So I wouldn't be surprised if they required something like 8x6.
In this picture, it looks rather
So
large.
you can't weld it. Did he sleeve it?
No, we did go.
Oh,
I thought it was big, well, yeah.
The trouble is,
We connected, they put rebar in, connected it somehow welding.
Yeah, why don't you just sleeve it in 3/4 sleeve
Well,
size?
here's the problem. This was put in 20 years ago, in the 80s. So it was put in 40 years ago.
30.
Huh?
30.
No,
No,
40. 40.
80.
We're in
42 years ago. It
Was
was put in the 80s. If it was put in 1980, it'd be 42 years ago.
It might have been 35.
Okay, but whatever, it's 30 to 40 years ago. Okay, what you're gonna need to do to replace a structure of that size is you need the A&R to go in there and do a water study, hydraulic study, all right?
Which is what they're offering to do.
All right, and I'll guarantee, because they are now requiring a 100-year flood stage to replace stuff like that, okay?
Right.
All right, I'm guaranteeing they're gonna increase the size of that to replace it, so that
Well, that's.
throws out the idea of any kind of sleeve or putting a concrete bottom.
No, it can't be big. It's gonna be bigger.
It has to be bigger. You can't reduce the size by sleeving. You can't reduce the size by pouring concrete on the bottom. Even though it would still work. I agree. But they are requiring that these structures be able to handle a 100-year flood. Yes.
What's the option, say no?
The only other way to do that down the road is apply for a class 2 culvert.
Yep.
But that's only for so much money.
And it does with
reference.
It was somewhere in it, probably was
Exactly. I thought absolutely to the study if they're gonna pay for the replacement as well.
So
So
they're,
they're put it in there.
That's just one of a couple of emails.
so I think this is their, assuming level cost.
That's a diagram of what's there.
Oh, okay, so they're saying when this was done, it cost $155,000 to install that culvert. 18,000 for the design and permitting, and 15,000 for the bid and construction. So you're talking
And that's off the brook.
off of, yeah,
Yeah,
We can't dam the brook temporarily and just dam us. The truth for us.
You're
Not replacement, just
they're not saying that it absolutely it's required to be replaced after this time. They're strongly suggesting that we start the process.
I don't foresee us having enough money to build it.
I don't think this year's the time to do it, either, Josh. I agree with you.
And I don't think it can be for a class 2 road grant, there's places that need it worse than.
Yep.
That's, to me, that's.
What do you guys say?
It's not nothing to do it.
I wouldn't do it, no.
I haven't been down in it lately.
Yeah, let the
I agree.
bottom is completely gone, you know, but if the
Bottom is not completely down.
that's just, it's just
I
rough.
was gonna say, I've seen culverts like that, the bottom is gone, it feels like it's just.
This color, it's starting to, the galvanize is worn off on the outside.
That's why that one on water, we're not looking.
That's the beavers.
So at this time, we're not interested,
They're dropping the.
we're not interested in doing it, but it's gonna cost us money down the road.
Right.
It's gonna cost us money down the road one way or the other.
Right, but if they study somebody
I
else's
think it's a
culvert
scam.
first. Study somebody else's culvert first, and we'll look and see how
Make
theirs
it
goes.
sound like you're doing something.
Send that to Matt. Matt, send an email back saying, study somebody else's culvert first, and we'll go later.
But you're the road
Look at the
commissioner.
middleman here.
All right, so that is the culvert project, I'm assuming?
So that's given to Lance to deal with.
Yeah.
He's just gonna send an email back saying we're
What
not.
was I saying earlier before the meeting?
How much you love doing this fun stuff? that what he said?
You had to send me that. Remember, they didn't send me a copy.
Yeah, you're right, it's just to me. The other thing is, for Brigham, may I go on?
Where's, it's not on board business, it's where it is.
Where are we?
Oh,
We're on Department of Public Works and Safety,
okay,
that's part of this.
all right.
Brigham, Vermont Housing and Conservation Board is willing to give us a grant for feasibility funds for the above referenced project. We will be awarded the amount, this is above and beyond the other one. An amount not to exceed $1,670. And all you have to do, Josh, is sign at the bottom and we'll get it sent off.
They just want to say, they just want to send us money so we can make sure that the building is still,
We have to agree to the terms.
Still standing.
Is it still there?
still there. Is it
Okay.
feasible that it'll still be there tomorrow?
Any more windows left?
Leading cities and town came, two representatives came up last Tuesday or Wednesday maybe. They did an inspection here. They do an inspection and more or less recommend
This building?
this building. And down in town garage, had a couple of things they wanted us to do. And we were spotted over around Brigham Walk around quite lengthy time over there. I don't know if it was because this whole, maybe get a claim off of this, why, I mean, they usually come up and talk to us once a year, but they were over there, I guess, quite a while.
You were at the county?
That's what, couple people at school for, and
Thank you.
somebody else saw Washington's, library that way, you know.
What did you have to do with your art?
Like where you come, we've got two steps from
Kristen Seafood.
this part to that part. One of the penny oaks right there, some people would know there's one down.
Yeah, any type of incline or.
We'll get a report on it. It's a lot of it. This year, we'll make it. We should have shovel it.
Up here, they want bars on the window above the stage.
So you can't drive
Yeah,
out.
the ground is gonna be followed out.
Fires in the window.
No.
Upstairs and stage.
Okay.
Oh,
So you can't crawl up there.
like we told them, we had the door padlocked, we had to open it for them, so that it looked like nobody ever went up there. And we still have to, and we have to move the portable steps. Stairs onto the stage, because that's on the stage.
Just like the ADA compliance.
Yeah.
It's like that.
There's
We're
making
supposed to report.
suggestions in case
Yeah.
of bullshit. Every these are the things they're gonna look for.
Like a real one.
I bet you can fix everything for the upstairs by putting a restricted access sign on this downstairs door.
It's a good idea.
Because if you put restricted access on that, it would mean no one select few individuals are allowed up there. And those would be the select few individuals that know, not climb out the window. To an extent, to an extent.
You would assume.
So while you're on break, looking about with the insurance company and the boards and the what, it was.
Not sure yet. I just telling Brenda I have pictures that I taken for her.
Who got voice report? You wanted to be a
Remember that guy?
The only other,
Last time.
Oh, liquor license is in here.
we all signed this?
Yeah.
But it's like very toxic. So you can't do that.
Right, right.
The last thing,
Did what?
last thing I have is second page on that, underneath my signature, if you would, be so inclined to approve the golf course use style and alcohol.
I'm not putting that.
So
Three permits.
So the last thing I have on the agenda here, folks, is coming around, is we have 3 different liquor licenses everybody's signature on the second page of this one and the first page of this one, where the little tabbies say.
Why would you have to get a room down?
Probably so that they can do upstairs, downstairs, and on the course, if I had to guess.
Then it's great.
3 separate locations. I don't know, they want to pay us 3 times, but I'm not accepting them all 3 times.
They have to have a separate one for the course.
Because they've got the beer cart, which is
Oh, this is all three for the tennis.
all 3 of
Yeah.
the club, which means probably the liquor license are upstairs.
You weren't saying you need three, but.
I'm sure it's gonna be approved,
Yeah.
Not as long as 3 of us are being approved, I'm all right.
Ooh.
Lance isn't gonna disapprove.
Hell no.
I did see that they wanted to be open till midnight.
That's fine with me. I think they're blue.
When they didn't open it in there?
That was you, wasn't it?
My,
They were up there running that.
For what?
Was it Thursday night?
Oh,
They stay
Thursday
open
night,
late and
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday.
Okay, we did finish my tip money.
Any others on the board? Other ones
After
here?
midnight, when they did that, I warned the, 22nd
They
meeting.
did. Denton has informed us that he will not be able to make the 22nd meeting due to a conflict scheduling.
Okay.
Terry, you're all set for the 22nd at 7,
Monday.
next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, fine.
That's the
Tuesday,
informational
well.
meeting.
Oh,
To go.
okay, it's Tuesday.
Yep. Tammy just sent out that again. I can forward that to you if you want.
I sent it to her.
She said she
Yeah, I just couldn't get into my email. I gotta call them and try to get, that thing and tell you.
could you print it off for her?
I don't know why I can't set it
There.
up so it
Oh,
stays,
there we go.
Do you have mine?
stays,
There's the scratch. All right, any others? Seeing
I
none?
have a question on
Okay.
the night of this meeting.
Yes.
Are we gonna have better mics?
Sound?
and st- Yeah, because people are saying it's worthless to even
We
come on
know,
meetings
we're gonna spend about 15 grand on it, just so you know.
before town meeting.
No.
Well, we're trying to find out if they'll invoice us versus us having to pay up front. If they're gonna invoice us the fund, then we can order them tomorrow, if approved by the board. Right, we can order them tomorrow, and they come in when they come in.
We've been playing with quality and sound since we started this.
Yeah,
You know, we bought, what, like 4 of these months.
they're not for this case. The mics we're looking at are the mics that Northwest Access uses, the one that has the gooseneck that comes up, the mute button on it all.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
mics we're hearing a lot of the systems they have because it works so well.
Okay, well, for that meeting then, Terry, it doesn't look like we're gonna have better, communication. What we might have to do is, I mean,
Yeah.
it's strictly informational anyway. So there shouldn't be a lot of board conversation.
Right,
You know
we're
what I
gonna
mean?
have to be careful how we're gonna have to keep the background noise.
Yep, and as I
We're
said,
gonna have to keep one person that
And as
knows
I
how
said-
to speaking, so that it goes, because they're saying they can hear you in Lance, that's it.
yeah,
Oh, really?
and like I
Look
said,
at
Well,
McCall,
that's
it's
what
nice,
Brenda
they
was
have the
saying.
same thing.
that we were extremely loud.
Oh,
Nobody
right.
else could be here.
You're right
Right,
in front
that's what
of
I'm
the mic.
saying.
I wonder if we could
So we
actually
need
take the
to
mic
be
and
there.
back it up.
We could do a number of things with that mic, but the only problem is that mic only has so much to it. You know, for folks sitting over there, or folks over here, that mic's not covering.
Yeah, oh, we did it.
And then the masks don't help because it muffles the voices. That makes it much better. So
You
I
don't
think,
think,
I
you
think,
want me to take the mask thing off?
no, you keep that on. So, yeah, you keep that on. So, I think what we need to do, I can't get this name from Rob or something like that, from Northwest Access.
Agenda.
The gentleman we were talking to, you and I, about from Northwest Access. We need to see if they can come in on the 22nd and make sure they have all the right gear. And they have the tech thermals for here, because it is a very important meeting.
It is, I just printed. it.
Roger, yeah, Roger.
I finally.
We'll, keep
Gotta
that
do
in
it,
mind.
Terry, so.
Excellent.
Excellent.
You hear that, Terry? They're gonna talk to Roger about getting different mics, so we have better sound quality for that
For
night.
that night.
But it's not, what's that?
Next week.
Next week, yep.
But am I okay to move forward with what B&M says that they will invoice us? Am I okay for mics, this is on me?
That is.
That's coming out of ARPA funds.
That is the order.
That's a reimbursable amount, so we just
What
front
was
the money in.
that? You said
Well,
that?
that's what I'm asking for an invoice instead. What's that, Terry?
You're asking-
No, that's
What are you asking again?
I'm asking that, we can, if B&N, which is a supplier, will invoice us versus us putting the money up front. And I approve the order, the microphones, the basic microphone set, to get us so that our account can hear us during these meetings more clearly. That's gonna range, we're saying it's 15,000, the basic setup is less than that, and there's little components we can add later. I just need the approval if I can get them the invoices to do that.
I make a motion and give him those, that approval under these conditions.
For Mike's own. Yeah, at this point.
Mics and the actual mixer and the cables. Right?
And accompanying equipment.
Sound equipment.
We have a motion, second.
This is from Lance made the motion.
This is going to be reimbursed from the ARPA funds. We're gonna have to front it with federal funds, and then it'll be reimbursed through ARPA.
Everything you see here, Terry, from what we purchased, and not necessarily error, because it's recommended. Everything is here, the laptop, that's all going to get reimbursed. Because we've already invoiced for it, and we can do it through ARPA.
So we have a motion from Lance, a second from Brenda. All those in favor of giving John the go-ahead to order mics and accompanying equipment for better sound quality for the Zoom meetings, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, passes. If you can get them for us now, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Do my best. Get the invoices.
I would also entertain any other motions if there is no other business to be carried out at the next meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Pause.
Pause, please. Yeah, I owe you guys an explanation about Brigham expenses. Okay. We owe them one more declaration or one more policy from the town of Bakersfield before we actually get our grubby little mitts on the money. So we're still shelling out out of our own funds.
Okay, they'll reimburse.
I asked Brenda if she would help me work with that this week. Okay? I got half of it pretty well done. It's the other half, which is the actual paying out of town funds that I don't have a template for. Okay? So that being said, I'm done.
Policy.
Yep.
Yeah, what I'm just, you know, what I'm looking for is, I've got a listserv for all of the town clerks and zoning administrators. See if they've got that form, they will send it to us. If somebody's already got it, somebody's already got it.
Yeah, no point reinventing it. Actually, I haven't signed those yet, so.
Oh,
Okay, so we have a motion over here. Do we have a second for adjournment? Second. I figured it would. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, have a good night.